Yet, I think. Right.
Yeah, it says about to start.
Okay. Hello. Let's just go for it.
Let's do
So
it.
I've done mine on building a character and like character development, and it's kind of just like a walkthrough of how you can start with something really simple, and then by the end of it, end up with a kind of character that you can play around with in whatever it is for, like for theatre or just writing in general. Um, so I want to start with a little warm up, just a little warm up. Um, so it's just a really simple like writing prompt. Um, and I'll give you like 5 minutes each just to quickly jot something down. So it is. So a genie has granted you 3 wishes. Now, what would those 3 wishes be? So if the genie from Aladdin came to you and was like, "Hey, 3 wishes," what would you ask for? That's basically what it is. So you've got 5 minutes, just to do that, and then we will share them, and we'll use it
Is this our
later on as
character
well.
or is this us, our 3 wishes?
Just you. What would you wish for?
Okay.
That's quite deep.
That is quite deep.
It can be whatever. It doesn't have to be like world peace.
Right, and
It
see
can be
the
whatever
first
you
person
want.
to put "I wish for more wishes." Just disgrace.
Oh, right. I will
Okay.
give you.
The genie from Aladdin can't do that.
Yeah, he has like 3 rules.
He also
wishing
can't
for-
bring people back from the dead.
No wishing for someone to
Oh.
love you as well.
So are we going with the genie's rules then?
Yeah, you should
For
do
this.
that.
Sure. We'll go with Genie from Aladdin's Genie rules.
So no asking for more wishes and no bringing back
No,
people from
I
the
mean,
dead.
if
Okay.
you want to write that down, I won't stop you. But
You just might not get that much
whatever
right.
you're feeling.
What if I wish for the genie's wishes to be changed, or the genie's rules? Sorry.
Yeah, you can write down whatever you want. I'm not gonna police
Okay, yeah.
you.
Sorry, I'll stop being annoying. I'll just write
No,
3
it's
wishes. Okay.
Right.
Um.
Use a bit more time to do that. Just tell me when you're done.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of good ones.
Sorry, just write down whatever comes to your head. We're gonna use it later anyway, so and like turn it into something else, so it's fine.
All right. Okay.
I just need one more, and I can't think of one more thing.
Right. I am done.
Okay,
I'm also done.
I'm done as well.
great.
God damn it! I'm just gonna make something up.
Just make something up. No, it's fine. It's the whole point. It's just to get your brain thinking.
Okay, I'm finished.
Okay. Okay, you good?
I'm done now.
Okay, so we'll just if you just want to share your wishes. Okay, so we'll just start with Matthew.
Okay, so a better hairline, because I'm sick of this one. My own farm, because I want to live in like a farm with tons of animals, like in the middle of nowhere. And a better imagination, because I keep having not just writer's block, everything block. I can't think of anything right now.
Those are some pretty good wishes. So we'll go to Zach. I'm just going up the order. I see people on my screen.
That's fine. So my first one was for lockdown to be over, because it's driving me insane.
That's a good wish.
My second one is for tickets to go and see Hamilton, because I still want to see it, and it's been a very long time. And then my last one is not to have to pay my student debt back.
Right, can I second
That's a
that?
really good one. Okay, so Sophie.
I'd like to get enough money for my family so that they'd never be in debt, pay the house off. Then I'd like to bring someone back that I miss. So
Mm-hmm.
someone back from the
Aw.
dead or something. Proper cool. And then I'd like to have unlimited tickets to Phantom. Or to be in Phantom.
That is a good one. That is a
That's
good one. Okay,
I don't,
we'll go
I don't have unlimited tickets.
to we'll go to Ben.
So my first wish was for unlimited nice weather. I feel like I was inspired by the rain that we've got. You can't really see that,
Yeah.
but and then my next wish was for unlimited money, kind of like or someone said for
Yeah, I did.
for all my family and all that. And then I said I wish to end any sort of illness / disease, and then I put in brackets #aimed. So yes, that was my three
That's
wishes.
a good one too. And last but certainly not least, Sean. What you
Um,
got?
so similar to everyone else, so my first wish was I wanted unlimited money that I could spend on myself, friends, and family.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm really craving a Nando's, and that
Oh.
would just make my life.
Would be good.
Second wish would be to settle the unsettledness that is currently in the world right now.
Mhm.
It just seems to be
There's
one thing.
There's some common themes here.
Yeah, it just seems to be one thing after the other. First it was Brexit, now it's COVID-19. I'm like, what next? Locusts? And then my last point would be a free pass to go to any country that I wanted.
Oh, that's those are all very, very good wishes. We're gonna use them for the main kind of exercise in a second. But first, I'm just gonna rattle through my little PowerPoint. So the first one is meant to say why is character development important, but for some reason I'm just writing character development. So we all kind of know that when you're watching something, if it's a play, if it's a movie, if it's reading a book, there'll always sometimes be that one character you're like, there's no interest, nothing interesting about them. They're very bland. There's nothing really going on screen with them, and it can take you out of it entirely when there is a character like that. So they can be really just boring to watch, and being like this one trick, one note character. Even so, say there's the villain character, and he's only evil. That's it. There's nothing else to him. You don't learn anything else about him. He's just evil, full stop. That can be quite repetitive and just kind of boring to watch. And then if you go to see a play, it can sometimes like if you're reading a script as well and you've been casted as this character who is like this, might be quite frustrating for you as to because now you've got to do all this character development for them, which can be fun as well and a good exercise to do, but also you kind of need something to play off of to start that process. So in the next bit, I've just kind of done a few examples of well, in my opinion, some well-written characters and ones that really do show character development. So the first picture is just a picture of Tony Stark. Now,
Rest
in peace.
Sorry, spoilers for anyone that
I
hasn't.
haven't seen
sorry,
Endgame
spoilers.
yet, but I do know it's fun.
Okay.
But yeah.
So if you think about him at the start, sorry, you might hear my little brother's just screaming. So if you think about him at the start of in the first Iron Man, he is just this cocky, confident guy. He's this playboy billionaire kind of character with this kind of superhero stuff on the side. And as the movies continue and then the Avengers one starts, you see his character change, especially in Endgame is a really good point because he becomes a father. And you see that change with him, and now he feels like there really is something tying him to the world, and that he starts as this, like I said, this playboy character, doesn't really care about anything, and then ends up dying to save the universe. And that kind of shows how all these events have affected him and how that's changed him as a character, that he did start as this very arrogant man. He still has some of those traits and that personality, but there's just more to him now because he's been developed. Another option, the other picture I've got is from the stage, the National Theatre's production of Frankenstein, which I watched recently, which is it is phenomenal. this was mostly just for the creature in general. The way he's shown throughout the play as well, how he does start is just like newborn things. Like he spends I think 10 minutes at the start of the play just learning how to walk, like teaching himself how to walk, to then at the end becoming this very like well-spoken character. And that most of the play is him learning how to speak, learning about the world, learning like what like grass is and snow, to then becoming this well-spoken figure in the play. So yeah, that's like two like kind of polar opposite kind of like, but like very well written characters, and they're characters that really do show development. So now I've got poorly written characters.
Oh, you're really coming for Zach's game here.
I am
Now-
so hurt.
I
I
did.
did a bit
many
of research
levels.
because I didn't know who one of these people was, but I do now. I
Okay,
believe
so
anyway.
I've got the first one is Bella Swan. Now I'm using Bella Swan as an example for a lot of female characters. Full stop. Okay, I think especially in the first one as well. She kind of helped create there's like this idea in a lot of like young adult fiction it's kind of misogynistic in a way, of this female dopey character who is really shy, doesn't speak much, just kind of lets everything happen to her, doesn't really have a say in what's going on at all. She's just not there with the whole situation. She's just this kind of vessel that people are meant to project onto, which gives her a lack of her own character and what she could be. The other one's Lex Luthor from Batman v Superman, which was my example of just a really poorly written villain because he was the first one that came to my head. He is very one note, like I was talking about at the start. He's very fixated on what he's doing. There's no real development with him at all. We don't really get to understand his plan until the very last minute, which in it feels very to the side and just not thought about. That's all I have to say about that. So next bit, I've written some steps for development, which is like if you're writing a character or like if you're going to start developing a character, it's kind of like how you could go about doing that. So the first one is who is your character, which just sounds like a very generic thing to start off, but it goes further than just their name. It's like what do they stand for? What are they? What are they about? Like who? Just a very deep like no, but who are you kind of sense of it. The role they play is more about the overall piece and the whole, whether it is a book or a play. Like how do they affect what goes on around them? Like are they the key hero who everything happens to? Are they like the villain who's like trying to destroy the world? Like it's very much like that. The relationship to other characters. Unless it is like a one character performance, even then they might talk about other characters we may not get to see. It's like, well, what's the relationship with their mother like, or their best friend, or their boyfriend? It's that kind of like, how does this character interact with different characters, and do they interact with them differently? Character traits is mostly there's like their personality, what they are like. Does this character fit into a stereotype, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It can be like, are they the shy, clumsy YA girl? Are they the like brooding vampire? You know, like where do they fit in this kind of like category? Backstory is just kind of generic. It's like you can come up with. Sorry, my brother's decided it's time to scream. Their backstory, so like just like their past, or like, you know, I think that one's kind of self-explanatory. And then the last one I've got is like motivations and their goals in life. So what is it that really drives them? I think we do this a lot in like class as well, and like the obstacles they overcome and stuff like that. Okay, so the next one is like my main little exercise. I don't know. You could probably do it in. I think you could do it in pairs. I'm not too sure, or like two groups. But basically what it is you're gonna take your 3 wishes, right, and off that create a character. And so what I've got on the Google side is like a dating profile. But it's mostly just very generic, like name, age. Like you're gonna take some time to like just come up with something, just whatever you want. But you can use those wishes to play off of. So if you've written like money, for example, you don't even need to take your full wish into context. Just take that word money. Be like, are they a really greedy character? Are they just a really rich character? Is their goal to become rich? It's that kind of like thing. On the thing I've written, you don't have to answer them all. It's just the main ones would be like 5 words to describe yourself. Name, age, occupation are pretty good ones to start with. After that, we're gonna like, I think I will get used to do it individually. Yeah, because that makes more sense, because I don't know how I would do this as a group. We're gonna share our characters, and then we're all gonna vote. You're all gonna vote on who you think is the strongest one, and then I have a little game we can play with them at the end, which is kind of just like a debate kind of thing, which will be quite good. So can everyone see the dating profile, the little questions and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got it
So
up.
20 minutes now. I'm gonna give you 10 minutes. You can go on mute and stuff as well. I don't mind. Just 10 minutes to like sit and focus and try and like come up with something. Even if you don't get them all filled in, it's fine. As long as you've kind of got a gist of like a character you want to play it out with. So you guys can go do that. And then in 10 minutes, I'll time it on here. Yeah, in 10 minutes we can discuss them.
Okay, sorry, I'll just go mute myself now.
Yeah, no worries.
Thought you were going to stay for the crack, Ben. Have a chat.
You
Can't
see,
believe
if
it's
you've
a
put,
crack
like,
in a sentence.
if you've put like, oh, like me and Zach both said we
I
want
was
tickets to a certain show,
Mm-hmm.
could you then use that? I don't know. Could you say that that's like clearly they're not rich and they're poor, maybe?
Yeah, you could do
Like,
that, or maybe your character is in the show. Like you can take very like little things. Maybe your character is an actor. Like you can
Oh, okay.
take little things. You don't need to take them literally. Is what I'm
Yes.
trying to say.
Yeah.
Why is name always the most difficult?
That is true. That is true. Even if you do want to leave that one blank, that's fine. As long as you get like, it's more about like their personality and like the kind of character they are. But if you do come up with their name, very good, very good.
Oh. If anyone just hears squealing, just ignore the fact that my dog's going nuts.
Oh, it's alright, don't worry. My brother is also squealing. It's so good.
Well, my sister came in and asked me if I wanted a baked potato, so I said yeah.
Oh, I need a word and I can't think what the word is, so I'm gonna have to look it up. Oh no, I've got it.
What
Hang on.
kind of word is it? What was the
Oh,
word?
it's for occupation. I couldn't remember what the job was, but I'm pretty sure it's that. So we're gonna go with it.
Hmm. How long have we got left, Jordan? Sorry.
We've got 5 minutes. I think there's 2 more minutes. Is anyone finished?
I've got it,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to think of a name.
That's all right.
Sorry, I don't know if you can hear stuff at my microphone. I forgot to shut my door.
It's okay, don't worry.
Do I have to do the like? What am I looking for in a partner?
Oh no, you don't need to worry about that bit.
All right. Okay.
Okay, I think it's 1 more minute, yeah.
You know, when you get asked what your hobbies are and you really want to say reading, but you can't because it's not really a hobby, it's just something you should be able to do.
I think reading's still a hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you're like an avid reader, like you read,
depends what you're reading, I suppose.
like everyone can read, but
War and Peace.
not everyone
War and
reads.
Peace, huh? Hey.
Jordan, did you say something about kind of stereotypes as well? Sorry, I feel.
Yeah, so like stereotypical like, character qualities, so like the comic relief, the bad guy,
Okay.
that kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
if they, you can always play off them.
I'll stick that in as well at the bottom then.
Yeah. Okay. So is everyone ready to share the character they've come up with?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Amazing. So I'll go from the screens again, unless someone wants to go first. This is when we have an awkward silence because no one wants to go first. Sophie,
I don't
would you like
mind.
to go first?
Yeah, sure. Just go through them all.
Yeah, just whatever you've written.
Okay, I just put their name as Clara because I couldn't think of anything else.
Mhm.
I put them kind of around age 20, kind of height 5'4" ish. I don't know how tall that is. And I put their occupation as a budding actress because I'd mentioned musicals
Mhm.
in one of my wishes. I put that their likes were family, friends, musicals, music, singing, and they prefer like nighttime instead of like during the day.
Yeah.
They're kind of more of like a closed off person. So I put that their dislikes were daytime, kind of snobby, pushy people, arguments, and tryhards.
Mhm.
Because I put their kind of character, as Ben was saying, like their stereotype is like the broken underdog kind of character.
Yeah.
Because I put as my one of my wishes was like to have enough money for my family and to bring people back that I've lost in the past. I kind of wanted this person's character to be someone who's lost a lot of people and didn't really deserve it, but has still been that person who's kind of kept going but hasn't really had that break yet. But it kind of makes them really tough and like it can kind of make them a bit aggressive because they're just kind of a bit sick of kind of losing people. So I put their hobbies were singing and acting. 5 words to describe them would be like musical, a bit broken, afraid, yet they're outgoing and motivated. And I put that how other people would describe her is a bit broken. She feels like she's been being betrayed, although she's really talented, tough, and she's a really motivational person.
Cool. That's really good. Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll go on to Zach, if you're ready.
Yeah, I was just adding some things to put in my head.
Okay.
So I have called my character Aiden.
Mhm.
I've said that he's like 18, 19 because it had to be a student because they're in student debt. So fun.
Oh.
And then I said they were 5'10" because I'm short and I want my character to be taller than me. Average build, occupation, usher in a theater is the. I was looking
That's
for.
good. That's really good.
I couldn't remember what they were called. I said that they like musical theater because I mentioned Hamilton. They like being social. They like performing. They dislike tense and awkward situations and people who double dip if they've got like crisps.
Oh, that's worse.
Yeah, exactly.
I am that guy. not gonna lie.
Crippling
Yeah.
this.
I hate that.
I've said that their hobbies are so their hobbies are going to the theater, cycling, and yeah, I just left it because hobbies are never something I can think of. And then I put like 5 words would be reserved, professional, outgoing, polite, and humorous. And then they're kind of like their what's the word? Stereotype that they fit is like the funny like friend.
That's really good.
So that is my
Right, so we'll move on to Ben.
So my character is Alex Turnbull, who is the daughter of a millionaire, hence the I wish for unlimited money. She is 18 and she is a geologist because of the unlimited nice weather. And so her height / build, 5'9", and she's slim. She quite likes nature. She's a vegetarian. and she's into like technology and science and all this. She dislikes other people, pollution and politicians. For her hobbies, she has kind of like hacking, so things to do with computing, and she also does gaming. 5 words: introverted, lonely, however passionate, crazy, and non-empathetic.
That's
For
really
other
good.
people, for other people, I put weird, psychopathic, loser, outcast, and I put in question mark suicidal because I basically got this. What my stereotype is a villain / evil scientist. So I thought other people would maybe think, like you think of the stereotypical like person who spends all their time on their own. I don't know why suicidal came to mind, but she's not actually. But other people maybe think that she is.
That's really good. Okay, so we'll go to Sean.
Right, so I've really played into the bad guy kind of stereotype. So I've kind of like flipped my wishes around so they play negatively. So my character's name is Lord Alexander McEwen. He's an older gentleman. He's 42. Height's 5'10" with a slender build. Occupation, I don't really know what lords do, so I just said a lord. He likes money, so obviously the whole lord and money thing likes to obviously we talk about lots of money. But contrasting to spending my friends and family, he just keeps it to himself. Power, brandy, cocaine, conservatives, and holidays abroad. Not saying that conservatives are bad, but kind of just in the kind of his kind of character, kind of the more upper class, rich and powerful. That's kind of what stereotypically you'd class that as compared to like Labour, which is more working class. Speaking of Labour, he dislikes the poor. Labour, he doesn't like NHS. He doesn't like children. He doesn't like political unrest. He's very, very pro-conservatives their way and no other way. And he dislikes Europeans. He's very pro-Brexit. So he's not a very nice man. Hobbies include golf, croquet, and coke parties. 5 words that would describe. Like I'm saying, he's just an awful character. 5 words that would describe him would be vain, selfish, greedy, racist, and arrogant. I was taking like a lot of inspiration when I was thinking of like a character. Kind of when I wrote this down, I realized it's quite similar to the characters from, I don't know if you know the play. It was the play the boy HN2 boys were playing. It was called Posh, and they were just like really upper class, really horrible men, and that's kind of where the inspiration I think must have kind of come from.
Sounds like half the people I went to school with, not gonna lie.
Okay,
Gordon.
so who's the last person? Was Matthew? Tell us about your character.
Okay, so he is Dr. Thompson Bassett. He is like 39. He's tall and stocky. I'm thinking like his physical character kind of looks like the critic from Ratatouille.
No.
Like you know, I love him. His occupation, he's a writer. He's a non-fiction writer. So he writes people's like biographies. But he doesn't really like doing that. He loves animals. He loves writing, and he loves his own company. He hates social events. He doesn't like his appearance, and he hates when people like challenge him or oppose him. His hobbies, he likes to do creative writing, but he's not good at it, and he's like constantly having writer's block, and it's really annoying him. He's like a judge for like kids writing competitions and stuff. The 5 words, he's reserved, smart, strange, he's very hypocritical, and he's very overcritical. And for a partner, if you were looking for a partner, he's quite misogynistic, and he wants like a lady to stay home and cook and clean everything while he's upstairs writing, stuff like that.
Okay.
Not the
We've
best.
got an interesting cast of characters then. So we're gonna play a little game I've called Who Would Win. Basically I've got 5 scenarios, and then we're all gonna debate on who we think would win. And then
Okay.
whoever that is will get a point, and the person with the most points at the end wins.
Oh.
So I'm not too sure how this is gonna play out. It's gonna be interesting. So the first one I've got is who would win in a fight out of all your characters. So if all your characters got into a proper brawl, who do you think would come out on top?
Like a fist fight.
Yeah, like a proper fist fight. You
Okay,
can say your
okay.
own characters, it's fine, just a little debate, and
I
then I'll
don't know
stop
if I
you, and then you'll
mentioned
vote.
my hobbies, but I'm gonna add now that he's a professional boxer.
Mine's a UFC cage fighter, Zach.
I mean, I'd like
I'd
to
say
say my
Ben.
character, but I've got a feeling that I just think like Sean's character. I just don't know. I just got some feeling that the way he described, I think he would just batter everyone.
Sean would definitely just get his bulldogs on them.
Yeah, I feel like
think Sean's
yeah.
character,
Got, like,
he's
He's got like
grown up hunting
an
and
army of
stuff like
corgis and bulldogs.
Yeah, I
I
feel
could
like
tackle the weedy writer and the vegetarian, but I don't really think I'd cope against the elderly lord.
He's not that old. He's only 42.
Well, we're gonna go with elderly.
So are we all voting for Sean's character?
Yeah.
I don't. Well, I
Yeah.
kind of
What do
agree,
you
but I
think?
also think that Ben's character's also got like a good chance since she's kind of that evil
Well,
scientisty kind
yeah, but I did
trope.
say that she's 5'9" and quite slim, so realistically.
I don't know. Maybe
But
she's
then
got
maybe
really
she's
sharp
got some.
teeth.
Maybe she's got some sort of science, like I don't know, a bit of like some sort of Iron Man thing going on
Yeah.
with
I mean,
technical
my
help.
character's
Yeah.
also
Nice.
quite slender as well.
True.
He does have a cocaine addiction. Do keep that in mind.
That's very true. That might eliminate him from the game right off the bat.
It sounds like
Aggression
he's, like,
100.
grown up hunting though. Like he's been the one who's like, oh, look at that thing of shoot like that.
Yeah,
kind
I
of
don't know. Yeah,
Right.
but I'd say, yeah, those two.
Who are we all voting for then?
thing.
Just-
I think Sean as well.
I'd say Sean's. Yeah.
Sean? Okay, so Sean's got a point. I should have specified, like, whoever you vote for is the one that gets the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely would have made a UFC fighter if I'd known this.
Okay, so the next question I've got is, who would survive the best on a desert island?
Ben.
So a
Ben.
complete deserted
Ben.
island.
Oh, I might.
I don't-
pick
I don't
myself, to
know
be
if
fair.
Ben
I might pick
Or
myself.
Matthews, because Matthews is a doctor, so they do know how to.
Yeah.
Got
True.
a scientist and a doctor.
Depends what's on the desert island, because like if there's not much plants, Ben's character's screwed.
Oh,
You
But
know
isn't-
the island from Madagascar, but like minus the lemurs.
Yeah,
I would
but
say
isn't-
it's that.
yeah. Ben's character's also a geologist, so
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like
I-
yeah, because Ben's character is like a scientisty kind of geologist person. I feel like if they just saw like that there wasn't anything there, they'd go, okay, I'll just make food then.
yeah.
Like
I feel like
They had some sort of
my
equipment.
Scientist might go a bit Bear Grylls.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
the scientist was like would be able to like scout out the island,
And
like source
loads of
things. I
different
feel like
plants and berries and things like that.
yeah, I feel they'd be more knowledgeable on that, but then the doctor would be able to look after themselves like a bit
hmm
better.
Mm.
Like if they were to get
I forgot to mention, he's actually a doctor in English.
oh
He's a
So it's
a
not
doctor
like a
in
medical
English,
doctor.
so not a medical doctor.
That sounds
he's a doctor
like
in English.
victory for my scientist. Then,
Yeah.
I believe.
okay, so yeah, no, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Are we all
Matthew's
voting for
doctor.
Ben's character?
Ben's character.
Ben's character, okay. So the next question I've got is, who would be the most likely to win America's Next Top Model?
Oh,
I'd like to say either Zach or Mines because they were the only kind of
I
actors.
mean, if so, theatre opera. Yeah,
maybe Sophie's.
I was kind of thinking Sophie's as well. If they're a theatre performing Phantom of the Opera. I mean, the girl. Did you mean the girl in Phantom of the Opera, Sophie?
No, but I'm
Oh, no, okay.
no, not really. But
Christine Dyer?
if you want me
Not
to
sure.
Perhaps?
my character to her, then yes.
Oh, no, don't change it. Don't change
You
it.
can't change your character
No,
to a
of course
female
not.
now that it's
No,
America's
to be
Next
fair,
Model.
It was not
Yeah.
That's why I
based
was
on her,
honest
but like the
and talked about, like,
singing kind of
Dr.
aspect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Based on her, yeah.
You know,
What
I
kind of-
would say the girl. Guys always get like shot down for America's Next Top Model.
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
feel
mine is.
well, my character is a girl, but I feel like she's just not a good-looking girl. Like she's definitely got. Oh, I don't know. She's definitely not good looking.
So we
In my
vote for
head, it's
Sophie's?
just how it is.
She's like a 4.
Yeah, I would vote Sophie's.
Sophie?
She's like a 4.
So the next
She's
one
like a
I've
salt
got is,
mate. To be honest, a
um,
4 is maybe pushing it. A 4 is maybe pushing
Just a 4 on a good day when she tries.
it.
So the next one I've got is who would be a good prime minister of your characters?
Absolutely not Sean's character.
Not Sean's.
I think maybe Zach's then, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, quite funny, quite humorous. Maybe we need a bit of that.
Because everyone
Yeah.
else's character kind of seemed that they were like in for themselves, sort of thing. Zach's one,
Yeah.
put him down as like
Yeah, I
family
agree.
friendly kind of dude,
A people's
Mhm.
person.
people person.
Yeah,
I'd
vote
get
Zach.
us out of lockdown, don't you worry. I'd get us there.
Sunbathing for everyone.
Plus, Zach, one of your points was get out of lockdown, so if you can do
That-
that,
Yeah, exactly.
We should have just followed Korea's route. Just like as soon as you get it, we just shoot them in the head.
yeah.
Dealt with.
Just change your character's name.
Hey.
It's fine.
Who
No,
are you? Are you
Are we-
turning
are we
into
voting
Lord
for
Alexander
Zach?
I want to
McEwen?
change my answer.
No. I'm turning into a how do we get the country out of lockdown as fast as possible?
So are we all voting for Zach's character?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go for that.
Okay. The
Yeah.
last one I've got, I might have to come up with a tiebreaker because pretty much everyone's got a point. Who could win? Who would win in a chess tournament?
Well, my
Oh.
character's never played chess in his life, so
It would probably. Do you know? I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna say it's gonna
I
be
feel
either
like my
between.
character is quite intelligent.
Yeah.
But then I feel like Matthew's character, did you say he was like a doctor of English?
so he's probably one of those boring people who like was in chess club.
Probably one of those people
Hey,
that
I
sit
was
at
in
home and
chess club. I won chess
Collect
club. You keep your mouth
stamps.
shut, Zach.
Yeah.
Right, so my point stands exactly. It's boring
Come
people
on.
that were in chess
Yeah,
club.
I feel like chess would be something that my character would do as well. Like,
Yeah,
because
definitely.
he's very like obviously like his hobbies so far that I wrote down in my mind were like golf, croquet.
Yeah, but your character's so coked out of it, they probably would lose.
they probably
Single-
yeah, they probably wouldn't get
Probably
through it.
skew on the chess pieces.
True. He does play chess though.
That's
don't
the thing.
know.
You could go either way. Because I suppose in my head, my character's quite. I feel like chess is somehow quite a maths thing. Like if you're good at maths, I feel like you're quite good at working out probability and like moves and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
This is a very Ben watched a film one time and now thinks everything's
Or-
connected to massive logic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So who
It's
are
all
we
about
voting for? Who are we
probability, dude.
thinking?
I'm thinking Matthew's character. I think they would just sit at home and do English work.
Yeah, he prefers-
Yeah, a hunter just
Do
plays
English.
chess, doesn't he? He definitely does.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
done his
a lot of
English
my-
doctorate
Yeah,
now
I'll
plays
vote
chess.
Matthew.
Let's go
Matthew?
Matthews.
Okay, so everyone's
vote
got a
Matthew.
point.
All got
Yay, that worked out conveniently.
we all
I think we should have a tiebreaker, so I'm gonna try and come up with something. Oh, okay. So the
Who
first
would be
thing
most likely to stop global warming?
I'm thinking. What's the one that's like?
Prime Minister who's
Alright.
happy to shoot people in the
We'll
face.
just do this. Right, this is the first thing that came to my head. Who's the most likely to win Love Island out of your characters?
Oh, not
No.
my, not my
No,
character.
come on.
Hmm.
It would
Okay, I'm
definitely
gonna
be
vote
Zach.
mine.
I didn't watch
I'm
it,
gonna
so
vote
I wasn't even
Sophie.
too sure if that was correct terminology. But I'm
It would
assuming
definitely
it
be
is.
between Zach
Oh, yeah.
and Sophie. I feel
Oh,
like
yeah,
me and
'cause
Matthew's character is a bit too old.
Yeah.
I'm a
Wait,
lord.
yeah,
He's
though,
got
I'm
his
sure.
doctorate.
I'm sure if you paid your way, I'm sure you could get on.
see. I feel
I'd
like
really
Zach's
I said
character
my
would
own
be like
vote
a
in
really nice one.
Sophie, no, not Sophie. Ben's character wouldn't get on the show. They
My
just,
one,
like, they-
my
they
one would not
take-
even
they-
get anywhere near the show.
If
Right.
yeah.
If your character's a solid 4, these people have to be like 9s.
No, well, he
Yeah,
said it's not
me
even
and
a
Zach
4.
put
Ben said
characters
it's not
in
even, she's
solid
not even a
pens.
4.
Could I ask that we maybe go over Zach and Sophie's profile again, please?
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
Just
So
for a reminder.
Okay. Name Clara, age 20, height 5'4",
so
occupation
inquisitive.
occupation a budding actress. She's just quite fancy.
Okay.
Likes family and friends, musicals, music, singing, and she likes the nighttime. You know, party.
Yes.
Um,
Okay. Okay.
Dislikes the daytime. Like it's not too bad, but you know, she doesn't really like snobby, pushy people. So then doesn't really like arguments or try. So she might get into a few arguments in the house. Her hobbies are singing and acting. 5 words to describe her would be musical, outgoing, motivated, but she has had like a bit of a broken side. And other people would describe her as talented, tough, motivational. But she, as I said, she's been a little bit broken. And in the looking for a partner, considering it's Love Island, she's looking for someone that she can trust
Oh.
because she's been a bit broken through her life.
Maybe Zach and Sophie's characters would win Love Island together.
Oh,
Maybe they
whoa.
pair, yeah.
They would just be the couple that wins
Yeah,
it.
but I feel
Yeah.
like Sophie's like she was talking about her broken side. It makes me think of. Does everyone remember Amy from last
Oh
year's
my
Love
God.
Island?
I don't watch Love
I
Island.
Yeah.
watch it. I swear I was like, I'm trying to think of something maybe someone will under.
I get
Yeah,
you.
but yeah, kind of that.
I feel
So
like
we just changed
Could I
it to
with
mean
her
that
broken heart
characters
story.
I
got
came
better.
over here to tell you that I loved you.
Okay, but what if it was what's the other one? Since I feel like we're like cutting out a lot of the characters we've got here, well, who would most likely to win Big Brother? Because I feel like
Again,
that's
just
one with
not
a
my
you can have the
character.
whole age range there.
It's It's probably
Oh,
the
that's
one that's
true.
going to cause the most drama in the house.
Prawns.
I feel like Matthews should cause the most drama. The snobby hunting. I was about to say a word that I can't say on this now, but
Please don't.
It's like, but it's
But
like the
you
people
know
that
what I
cause like
mean.
the most like. I'm trying to think of like who's got into the finals before. Like,
Well,
Who's
Sean's
won?
character would have to
well,
leave
it's not
because
actually. I
suffer
lie. It's
from
not the
withdrawal.
most. It's not the one that causes like the most drama because.
To be fair,
it's
Sean, I
usually-
think yours would get kicked out pretty much after day one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine
Being
would.
the
racist.
man
Mine,
on you.
In
mine
drunk
would
state.
get mine wouldn't get voted out. Mine would get evicted because of something that did happen to someone kind of like my character.
And mine would get
the winners
kicked out to
usually
be
so the
investigated
like we've
by the
had
FBI.
you have like Courtney Act and Colleen from Loose Women. They're all quite like more or less likable people. They're really nice. So usually the nice one usually wins. So again, it's kind of like
The one that
Sophie
causes
and
drama
Zach.
goes far, but they never
Yeah.
win.
Yeah, the
So
I
drama
feel
whoever
like
is really
naturally
hard.
Zach's character is probably quite like lovable though. Like
Mm.
just that kind of maybe
Just-
slightly quiet, humorous friend that
Will
I don't know.
Zach's character get the praise of the nation?
That is the question, and I think my personal opinion would be that Sophie's heartbreak story would maybe just tip
Yeah.
it. I don't know.
Just
I
tip
don't
it.
know though.
So who are we all voting for?
Do you know, I'm gonna vote for I don't know. I was gonna say Sophie. She does have a sob story, and sob stories are good for TV.
Exactly.
I've watched
But,
it.
I
I've
mean,
watched a lot of reality shows.
Yeah, this is how you win X Factor. Oh no, well, yes.
That's my
literally
next
what I was
plan. Once
thinking
Love
of the
Island
whole
and Big
time.
Brother's done.
How do you win X Factor? Have a dead mum.
Exactly. And sing about
Sorry,
it.
that was maybe a bit, that was
TV,
maybe a
well,
bit
reality
controversial.
TV, have a
for
sob
She's a
story.
singer, so that's her next
Jordan's
plan.
being sorry.
So who are we voting for
Do
this
they
last
have
one
more than
then?
one sob story? Does your character have like a really depressing lot of sob stories?
I think
Because
I
if
would
it's the same
personally
one-
vote Sophie.
Sophie, so 2 for
Sophie.
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 Matthew, who you
Yeah.
voting for?
Sophie.
Sophie?
But it
I
is
can't
very
vote.
I'm
close.
voting
though.
for
Like,
Zach.
I feel
because
like
I'm not voting for myself.
I can't vote for myself.
So I'm voting for Zach.
yeah, you
So-
can. Go
So the
on.
winner of our little game is Sophie.
Any
And that's
clapping?
the end of
Me?
my
Zach, you were
workshop.
very
Can I
close.
say?
Well done.
Can I
Thank
just
you.
quickly say sorry? Sophie is not the winner. Sophie's character won, not Sophie
Oh yeah, of
herself.
course. Sophie's
Yeah,
character.
Sorry.
Clara.
Clara
Well
Go
done.
Clara.
Well done, Clara.
Just to clarify.
See how
You
all
will be
went from
missed.
a prompt that was just a few like out of
Fine,
context
fine.
words, and then we're able to create characters with them.
They were
Yeah,
very
I love
diverse
this.
as well. Everyone was very different, and
Mhm.
because
Yes,
it's really
I
funny
agree.
because all our wishes were quite similar, but it's really interesting to see how everyone took that and developed like a really different character.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
that's the
I
end
agree.
that's the end of my workshop.
I really liked
Oh,
that.
It was
Lovely.
great.
Oh,
I was a
thank
fan.
Yeah, well done, Jordan.
Well done, Jordan.